They say money can't buy love, but what if chasing wealth makes you lose it? Can time really heal a broken heart, or do some wounds cut too deep? This is the story of a man who learned the price of his choices 25 years too late. 25 years ago, Thomas Rivers made a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Young, ambitious, and hungry for success, he believed that love was a distraction. And so, he left the woman he adored, Evelyn, without a second thought. To him, his career and dreams were more important than settling down. He thought he'd have time to find love later, once he'd made his fortune. Little did he know, some things once lost can never be found again. The day Thomas walked away from Evelyn was the day her heart shattered. She had loved him with everything she had, believed in his dreams as much as he did. But love wasn't enough for Thomas. He was determined to build an empire, and that empire required sacrifice. Evelyn was the price. He thought he'd forget about her once he made it big. In the years that followed, Thomas did exactly what he set out to do. He became a millionaire, a name everyone knew in the business world. But with every promotion, every business win, there was a growing emptiness inside him. Something was missing. As time passed, the success he'd once craved began to feel hollow. Evelyn, on the other hand, struggled to move on. The man she had built her future around was gone, leaving her to pick up the pieces. For years, she lived with the memory of him, of what could have been. But slowly, she found a way to heal. She built a life, a quiet one, without the glitz and glamour Thomas had chased. She never forgot him, but she had no choice but to move forward. As Thomas's wealth grew, so did his loneliness. Despite all his success, the one thing he truly wanted was beyond his reach: Evelyn. He tried to date, to fill the void she left behind, but none of those relationships ever felt right. His thoughts would always drift back to her smile, the way she believed in him when no one else did. He knew deep down that leaving her had been a mistake. Evelyn, meanwhile, found solace in the simple things. She didn't live in luxury, but she had built a happy life. Over time, she met someone new. He wasn't like Thomas. He wasn't driven by ambition or wealth. He was kind, caring, and most importantly, he stayed. Evelyn found comfort in his presence, and although she carried the scars of her past, she learned to love again. But Thomas couldn't move on. He often wondered where she was, if she still thought of him. One day, while visiting the old neighborhood where they once lived, fate intervened. It was a crisp autumn afternoon, and Thomas was sitting at a small cafe sipping his coffee. His mind, as it often did, wandered to Evelyn. He was about to leave when something, or rather someone, caught his eye. There she was, Evelyn. She looked just as beautiful as he remembered, perhaps even more so. She was sitting across the street at an outdoor table, her hair gently blowing in the breeze. But she wasn't alone. Next to her sat a man, and not just any man. He looked like a younger version of Thomas. The same sharp jawline, the same confident smile. He wore the kind of tailored suit Thomas used to wear in his prime. As Thomas watched them, laughing and talking, he felt a strange twist in his gut. This man, this stranger, was like looking into a mirror from 25 years ago. Suddenly, it all made sense. This man wasn't just a coincidence. He was the person Thomas could have been if he hadn't left her. Evelyn had found someone who reminded her of him, but this man didn't leave her. He stayed. And that's what Thomas had never done. In that moment, Thomas realized the true cost of his ambition. It wasn't the millions he had made or the success he had built. It was Evelyn, the love he had lost and could never get back. As he watched her with the man who now had her heart, Thomas felt the weight of his choices. Love wasn't something you could replace with money. It was something you had to cherish or lose forever. What do you think? Should Thomas have tried to win Evelyn back, or was his regret his punishment? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, check out more dramatic love stories on our channel.